Hey, what's up guys, Matt Shady here, come back with a brand new video. If you guys, today we're going to be talking about when you should really be looking at selling your CSGO investments. Right now, we're pretty much in a buying phase, but next time the opportunity comes around to sell for a decent amount of profit, I don't want you guys to miss out. And today we're going to be talking about what I feel like are the best times for you to sell in the future. But as always guys, if you're not already subscribed, and a large majority of you guys aren't, it definitely helps me out. Discord's the top link in the description. Let's hop on into it. First up here though, we got to talk about investing in general, and one thing people really like to do when they're investing or kind of holding on to an item for it to grow in value is really try and cash out too early. People are psychologically, they just want to cash out and say they made a profit and go around and brag about it, and that's what happens a lot in CSGO. You'll see people who bought maybe right before the non-prime pool was gotten rid of. They bought some of those cases and then the cases doubled in price and they immediately wanted to sell. Now, it is option to sell there and make out some of your money if you don't think the case is going to do well long term, but that's not really what I was talking about here. I'm talking about the people who just want to sell now because they made a profit. This is something that happens a lot in CSGO investing, and it's something you really want to avoid. You don't want to sell your investments for the simple fact that it has gone up in value and now you're ready to go. Obviously, for something like a case, you really want to hold on to it for as long as you can. You can see how much the Bravo case has increased over time, and if you bought it at $5, odds are if you were looking to sell at the earliest time, you would have probably sold at like $6 or $7, and now the case is over $40 and you're missing out on a lot of money. This is what happened a lot with the Katowice 14 stickers. That's why they're so expensive today, is because everyone just wanted to sell them and sell them as they kept increasing in value. Now, if you're looking to cash out the money for a different reason, maybe you're struggling a little financially or something like that, that is not really what this is targeted at. But if you really are just looking to cash out in the near future, you should set a specific time, maybe a bit before a sale or a bit before a big update is set to release. Maybe if you're looking to sell, you could look right around the Christmas time as skins and usually everything starts to rise up a little bit there, and try to avoid times that are pretty low. I mean, right now we're pretty much in a CSGO low just because we had that huge rush in the market. So now would probably not be the best time to sell, even though you might be a little bit worried if you were able to hold on to your skins through the downfall that we had. At this point, it doesn't really make much sense to sell them. Now, so far I've mainly talked about selling them when you have to, like holding on to cases for as long as you can. But there's some items that it doesn't make sense to hold on to them for as long as you can. Sometimes you need to know when the CSGO market is moving too fast. One very unique thing about the CSGO market compared to everywhere else is the CSGO market goes up in price very quickly and then it drops off. This is something we've seen time and time again. We saw it last year right around the same time period as we are now, and it's something that we can really easily see on something like the Desert Eagle Jormungandr. It's something that we saw it go up to $430. Now, it's very hard to sell at the peak, and that's something that is very, very hard. People overestimate how easy it is. For CSGO, it's almost impossible to sell at the peak. But if you're looking at the Deagle here, it got up to $430. If you were even just able to sell it for $400, you'd be in a really good spot. I mean, the Deagle went from just $200 on May the 20th to just over $400 in the span of 2 weeks. That's way too fast for CSGO items to be moving without something significant happening, and that what we're seeing now is the price starting to fall back, and you're able to buy one for $250 to $230. This one though is very hard to put into kind of a routine to get into. You just have to really know what's going on in the CSGO market and notice that there's nothing that actually really changed about this skin, just the demand that people were having for it. Even though nothing had changed about it, we hadn't started receiving different drops in a certain area, or we hadn't started a new operation or something, anything like that, and that would have been a perfect time to sell. Now obviously with hindsight, it is extremely easy to see when you were supposed to sell there, but even if you were able to sell for $350 when the skin's looking like it's in a pretty massive decline, it's not the worst idea to sell. At this point though, selling is really off the table as we are pretty much at what we started at. So if you were selling now, you'd just be pretty much going for a loss. One thing you should make sure of though is if you're selling skins or even cases on the CSGO market is to never sell to the earliest buy order or the cheapest buy order. It's something that you really should be putting it up there and waiting for it on on the market, odds are you probably don't need the funds immediately that second. And if you're going on a third-party site, you don't have this option anyway, which is actually beneficial in my eyes. People like to undercut themselves by saying, well, it's only $10 less, but that $10 could be 15% of your profit, and then at that point, is it really worth selling? It just makes it a lot harder to give yourself a lot of profit. You're just going to be undercutting yourself, and in that point, it's really not as beneficial to sell. Finally though, the last thing I want to go over is when something has been stagnant for way too long. Recently, I just liquidated all of my Cato 19 autograph capsules. That was because the price had just been not increasing as I wanted to. It had a huge increase last year when Sparkles pretty much advertised it in this video that you could get the Kenny S sticker, and it was worth like 800 bucks or something really insane. So a lot of people flocked to it and it got a huge price boost there, but that price boost was not earned and rather just a lot of hype coming to the sticker capsule, and so people were just not interested in opening it long term. So the price has been pretty stagnant there. This is something we're starting to see with the RMR, where the price has been super stagnant, and that's leading a lot of people to sell. And honestly, selling isn't the worst situation here. There's a lot of people where if you bought in for 25 cents, right now you sell for 35 cents, you're still coming out with a 20% profit if you bought in for 25 and you're getting about 30 after tax. It's a perfect situation to be in if you're looking to reinvest those funds into maybe Stockholm 2021 or something different. Right now we're just seeing not much growth for these, and I honestly wouldn't blame you if you wanted to sell here. You also have to look what's inside the capsule. If we're looking at our Legends RMR here, it's about 45 to 42 cents in that range currently, but after the sale it's really not down from its high much at 49 cents. But if we come over to the most valuable thing in the capsule, the Navi Gold, it's really down significantly from its high. Currently it's about that $40 range, and this one has seen a lot of presence around that $78 mark or even the $60 mark. It's hit a couple times and was able to stay there for roughly 2-ish weeks after the capsule was discounted and pulled from the game. Overall though, something like this, you can see the significant price drop it's had, and it's got no way or just no look at this point of recovering. So if you were looking to sell your Legends capsule right now, wouldn't be the bad option. Now the thing is unique about these is people don't necessarily unbox them for the profit potential, and that's what's unique about CSGO. No one unboxes things to make a profit, but rather to just have some fun. So you can't be 100% dependent on this, but it is still a really good option to look into if everything in the capsule is continuing to decrease but the price is staying stagnant. Odds are it's probably not going to increase in price anytime soon, and it's probably going to stay roughly stagnant like it has for the past almost 2 months at this point. It stayed in that range of about 45 to 50 cents, and it obviously does not look like anything is going to change anytime soon. But as always guys, I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.